Hey guys, what's going on? It's Nick for Team of Guys, and just want to take a little bit of time out of my day, take a little time out of your day, and talk about something that I think is really important that people don't talk about enough today in this day and age, and that's going after those things in life that make you happy, right? We don't do that. We don't do that at all. More and more every day, people get drowned out and just get stuck doing things that they're not happy doing, right? They're not stimulated, right? They're not passionate. There's no passion in their life. You know, I like to use this phrase right here. People go through life in quiet desperation, right? They sit there, they go about their life day to day, and they just do the same thing over and over and over again. And there's no break in that. And all those things that when they were kids that they dreamed about doing and they never did, and that girl that they dreamed about asking out and they never did, and that that movie audition that they wanted to go to, but they never got the guts to go and do it because they were afraid of the rejection, or they thought it was unrealistic. Whatever the case was, they never did it. They never sought it out, right? And I'm telling you, that's not the way to live your life. Okay, I'm sure you've heard it all before, and I'll tell you why this came up. So my wife calls me, right? My job takes me away from home a lot, so we communicate through FaceTime and things like that. So she calls me up, right, and she says, "I want to be a painter," and I'm like, "That's great, baby. Be a painter. That's great." She's like, "Well, I don't know. I mean, how do you can't just be a painter. That's like saying you want to be an actor, or any of those, like being a musician or something. They're not real jobs. You can't just do that." And I'm like, "Sure you can. You absolutely can just do that. You can be a painter. Just start painting, and there you go. You're a painter." And she says, "Well, that's not a job. That's not a job." And that happens, people don't do those things that they want to do because it's not a job. It doesn't conform to our view of the world about what's going on around us and how we fit into that. And I don't think my wife has this problem so much because my wife's actually a very creative person. She does a lot of things like that. I'm not going to say arts and craftsy because I feel like the term like arts and craftsy kind of demeans what she does, but she's a very creative person. She has a capacity to do this, and she has a passion for doing it. She's just concerned that following that to some kind of conclusion would present itself with obstacles that at this juncture, this intersection in our lives, would be too much, right? And what I told her and what I want you guys to think about is that, so what? There's always obstacles in life. There's always something that makes whatever it is you're trying to achieve, whatever your goal you're striving for, there's always something that makes it harder, right? There's always there's always that wall, that barrier that's blocking you off, right? And there's a quote that I'd like to tell you guys. I was watching an Elliott Hulse video a while back, and he said something that really struck me. There's a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson, I think, and it was I think it was along the lines of, you have to do the thing to have the power, right? And to me, what that said, it spoke to me because it said, you need the intestinal fortitude, the self-worth, and the courage to do what you want to do, and then things start falling into place. It's not like one day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be driving by and somebody's gonna stop you and be like, "You look like you could be an NFL running back. How would you like to play for the Detroit Lions?" And you'd be like, "Sure, great." And all of a sudden you have a $2 million contract, right? That's not how the world works. You have to wake up every morning for years and years and years, go running, lift weights, to be an actor, You know, it's not, you're not walking down the mall and all of a sudden somebody pops out from behind a pillar and says, you look like you can be an actor. How would you like to be in the next Michael Bay movie? Those things don't happen, you know. You practice every day. You look in front of the mirror and you work on your expressions, right? You do small things, you know, you audition for an extra role, you know, you go home at night and you do monologues and you study it at school, at art schools or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, nothing, you know, I think if you watch Inglourious Basterds, there's a line, I think right near the end, that Brad Pitt has when he's playing this role of Lieutenant Aldo Rain, right? And he says, you know how you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice. And truer words were never spoken, you know. Nothing worth doing is easy, you know. The decision to do it is simple, right? It's a simple decision, yes or no, you know. It's to do something is a very black and white thing. Or to decide to do something is a very black and white thing. I'm gonna do it, and then you just do it. Does that make it easy? Absolutely not. But if that's what you want out of life, then you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself because you're worth it. Whatever you're trying to do in your life, you're worth doing it, you know. So, and you just need to take that first step. After the first step, just keep moving forward, you know. And people don't do that enough in life. People get comfortable, or they get scared, they grow up scared, or whatever the case is. And it's a terrible way to live. You're living in this quiet desperation. You're not, and you're never going to be happy. You're never going to be fulfilled. And that's, you need to. The world is a beautiful place where you can do the things that make you happy, but we as people don't do it, and it boggles my mind that we don't try and do those things that make us happy. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, share that thought and that sentiment with you guys, and hopefully you guys think about it and you take something positive away from that message. So have good times and be happy.